and gentlemen, the midday sun slips behind the mountains. The yellow river turns for the sea. Trying to see for 1,000 miles, I climb one more story. I climbed one more story. Jai Hind, everyone. I'm Govind, the podcast moderator, and I welcome you all to the fifth episode of our special alumni series of Vox Populi, the voices of the people. The person with whom we have the podcast today is somewhat like an inspiration. Alumni batch 2021-22. Mr. Pragyan. We welcome you, Bhaiya.
Thank you, Govind. It's great to be here.
So, Bhaiya, how's life? How are things going?
It's kind of great. Came back to Varanasi for my vacations and kind of busy as well because my placements are approaching. And so I'm quite in that only.
So, how it feels to come back to school after 3 years?
It feels really great. It's not 3 years, it's 2 years. I came back once to meet my teachers after my first year got completed. And now stepping into my final year, coming back to your school, it's a great feeling. A lot of things have changed. But the essence, the vibe remains the same, the Sunbeam vibe. So yeah, great feeling.
So, yeah, I mean, you like the podcast room, the new one?
Great room, nice ambience, and a lot of new things are here. So
Yeah, absolutely.
still digesting all of it.
So, Bhaiya, how has your life been after Sunbeam? I mean, was it challenging?
Yeah, like at every point of life, you get some challenges, you get some good things and bad things. So yeah, it was, won't say lot challenging, but like great life. Also because Sunbeam had already prepared me well to like face the new challenges. Something that I faced after getting out of here was maybe the hemisphere of street smartness. That is something that was lacking in me. Because when you stay in a school and like Sunbeam, you're always like pampered or something, like you don't get to expose yourself to the real world outside. Every student over here is a good person, but when you reach college, you get to know that there are bad people as well.
Yeah.
You know how to, like, you get to know how to deal with them, and that was something new for me. It took time to adjust, but like fine,
Yeah.
I was able to adjust.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When we enter the external spheres, at some places, it's quite challenging for us to adjust in some or the other ways. Okay, so, Bhaiya, I mean, you spent 15 years in the Sunbeam
Yeah.
atmosphere. So, what changes or what's that one thing you keep closest to your heart? You can
See,
mention any memory, anything that you want.
So like obviously, with the name school, I associate Sunbeam only because I have only studied into like the branches of Sunbeam only. And if you talk about one thing, it would be difficult to mention because there are a lot of things. And it's been 3 years since I passed out, and also the last 2 years of my school were online. So the last like school memory I have is from class 10th only. So and that's 5 years ago. So if you talk about one thing that's closest to me are obviously my teachers and friends, because the best friends, the real friends that I made in my life were from my school only. Because at any other place, the people you meet, they always have a motive or there's some objective before for them to come to you. So the school is the only place where the friendships are unconditional, and they're only for helping you, for being together, just to laughing, giggling around. So yeah, my friends are something that I miss because now each one of them are at different places. We like hardly talk because everyone is busy. Everyone has a different schedule.
Yes.
Some people have turned nocturnal because due to their like college schedule. So yeah, friends are someone who I miss. But yeah, the coming back here, getting the same essence, I'm getting to the same zone back. Great feeling, and like I had a great school life, I would say.
So, you had a very great school life. So, any major anecdote you would like to share?
Okay, some anecdote. Fine, I'll tell you one. See, Sucheta ma'am was my class teacher in classes 9th and 10th. So class 9th was something which was a turning point for me, may it be academics or may it be extracurriculars. So when I was in class 7th and 8th, let me go some years back. Initially, I was in Sunbeam Indranagar, and that's a great school, and I was good at academics over there. I was a known person over there in class 3.
So, you had your res high.
Yeah, very high actually. So when I came to Bhagwanpur, and that was a very good decision my parents took. Coming to Bhagwanpur was like a new plethora of options were there, and the standard was high because there I was like the only one person who was good in academics, and here I was the third person or the fourth person in the entire hierarchy of good people in academics. Fine. So coming here was a great decision, and here I got to know that there are people who are equally good as you are, and even who are better than you. And then like things started fourth, fifth, sixth, I was like struggling to, not exactly struggling, but like I was struggling to accept the fact that yeah, there are people that who can be better than you. And then when I came to senior shift, seventh and eighth, again, several things change when you come to the senior shift, right? Your teachers change, so it's kind of you pass out from your class 6 and get to a different school, sort of. The the place is same, but the people are different. So seventh and eighth, they went into also adjustment and all. Ninth was the time when I properly like assimilated with the entire environment. Suchita ma'am was a great teacher, and that was when I participated in a lot of things. In 10th, I remember we participated for Kavi Sammelan, and that was a great experience for me. I was playing Kumar Vishwas, and I still remember the poem. It was कि है नमन उनको कि जिनके सामने छोटा हिमालय कि है नमन उनको. It is about the like the Indian officers, the army
Yes.
people, and it's a great poem, and I enjoyed preparing for it. There's my friend Raghav Kapoor. You'll meet him soon, mostly. So he was playing Sudeep Bhola, and he was the moderator of the entire Kavi Sammelan. And we had different different students portraying different poets.
So Sudeep Bhola with Kumar Vishwas.
Yeah, Sudeep Bhola was the moderator, and not only Kumar Vishwas, there were a lot of other people. I can't remember the name. There was one Kavita Devi as well, and one of our friends, Bharti, played it. That's what I remember. Maybe she was Kavita Devi or something. But it was great. Manjulata ma'am telling us the exact like Hindi words for like, I don't exactly remember what those things were, but it was a great experience. Manjulata ma'am, Sujita ma'am, they were the one who were preparing us for that. It was to be, it happened on Independence Day. So, yeah, that is one great experience that I have from school.
You know, the last one word that Manjulata ma'am made me remember was manorukdata.
What does that mean?
That's depression.
What I remember is once upon a time she came to our class. She never taught me Hindi. I opted for Sanskrit from class 9th. So an arrangement period, she came to our class and she told me अपनी भ्रूलताएं मत हिलाओ. You know what is भ्रूलता?
Eyebrows.
Yeah. So that is one experience that I remember.
Okay.
She's a great teacher. Like
Yeah, she is a very great teacher. I mean, that's quite enthusiastic for you.
actually.
I mean, apni bhulataएं मत हिलाओ, sharing those experiences. So, Bhaiya, I mean, it was a quite long journey of yours at
Yeah,
Sunbeam. So, if we make a clear-cut comparison of your real self in class 4th and the self that we see in front of us today, so what's that major difference that we can tackle out?
See, it's like very difficult to like for me to go back in time, analyze how I was in class 4th. So what I can tell, right, it's not like I just passed out from 12th. I had 3 years of college as well. So there have been a lot of changes in me. School had a lot of changes. Then college had a different influence on me. So what I can tell is that as of now, I think what school had taught me, I was able to manage academics as well as some of my extracurriculars, which at that time was sort of my interest, or it was something that my teachers motivated me to participate into, may it be any assembly or any other competition. But now that feels that it was very important for me to be able to be multidimensional and to be able to manage a lot of things at once. Like in the previous year of my college, I had 3 different positions of responsibilities. I was the secretary of the debating society of my college, along with being the student representative in my department, chemical department. I contested for an election and I won the election. And along with that, I was the welfare secretary in my hostel. So I was able to be at 3 different positions. That is not something very common in my college. Usually a person is at one POR. We call it position of responsibility. That's a POR. So usually a person is at one POR, and I was able to handle 3 of them. And now in my final year, I have been promoted to the general secretary of my hostel, which is the highest position in my hostel. Okay, I'm not flexing, I'm just telling you. And along with that, I had gone to Inter IITs. Have you heard of Inter IITs?
Yes, those are Inter IITs festivals that they host.
It is basically their competitions. So I went to Inter IT Culturals twice. And that was because I prepared for Sunfest. So that's why I got indulged into different like Inter IT practices. And then I went there. There's an event called JAM. So JAM stands for Just a Minute. It is not something that you know.
No, I know. I have been to JAM twice. So it's basically anybody would interrupt you in the middle and you're speaking.
Achha, I was not expecting you guys to know that. Because when I was in the school, JAM used to be something when you were supposed to get on the stage and speak something for a minute. But when I went to Inter IITs, I got to know JAM is like there's a panel of 8 people. There's one moderator who gives you a topic and then you have to speak upon it.
And that's impromptu.
Yeah, that's impromptu, and there are like 100 rules which you have to follow.
Yes.
And if you like violate any one of them, the other person can object and the mic transfers to the other
Grammatical
person.
error, factual inaccuracy.
Yeah,
and many
exactly.
more. Yes.
So I was the finalist in the Inter IT Culturals. Again, not flexing. So now this time I am again going to Inter IT Culturals, but this time I'm not a participant. I am the contingent leader of my college. So yeah, that is something. These positions came to me only because I had spent a good time in my school exploring different dimensions, like where are the things that I can excel. So yeah, that is something the school gave me.
Yeah, that's, I mean, absolutely amazing. Even when I being a part of the debating society, when me heading the debating society of the school, to be more precise, it's quite an experience for me to balance my academics and the co-curriculars at the very same point of time. So, Bhaiya, when we talk about co-curriculars, so why do you see that co-curriculars are still very tabooed in the eyes of the society? So, is it very important to pursue co-curriculars as the part of academics?
See, it is important or not depends upon you, right? It depends upon what career choices you want to make. So conventionally, what people think is that if you pursue academics in a good way, if you're good at academics, you're definitely going to be at a good place in your career, right? Because not everyone is aware of every kind of different career options that are available now. If you talk about let us say product management, so the recruiters look into people who are good in co-curriculars, who have been involved into places other than academics, right? So these are not very conventional career options that were available 10 years ago, right? So people are not aware of these things. So that's why there is a stereotype that there's a taboo, as you said, that extracurriculars are sort of a waste of time, or that is something extra that you're doing. But that's completely wrong. You inculcate a lot of things when you get involved into these things, right? If I am preparing for an assembly speech, I'm working with a team, right? I'm getting to know how to work in a team. If I'm reading news or something, I'm getting to know about a new art, right? So if you get indulged into anything other than the academics, they're not. You don't get to know what are the things like you'll be inculcating, right? There are a lot of things that you learn, and that's why you should definitely indulge into these things, but only when you are interested into it, right? Not because someone told you to do it. If you're not interested, that's completely fine. That means you want to pursue. You might be interested into academics, and that is completely fine. That means a different career option is made for you, right?
Absolutely.
So you should definitely go with whatever your calling is, and that's what you should pursue.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Before that, so you told me that you are the head of the debating society here.
Yes.
So I would love to have a collab with my debating society and your
Absolutely,
debating
absolutely.
society, right?
I mean, that's the greatest pleasure to collaborate with IIT Guwahati, and
Works.
yeah, absolutely.
So the current secretary, the one who succeeded will like text you soon.
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
I'll
Perfect.
share your contact. Cool.
That's very cool for me. So, Bhaiya, you mentioned Sunfest. So, any major memories related to Sunfest that
Yeah.
you want to
So
share?
firstly, to mention, I never was able to be at Sunfest. So I was preparing for Sunfest, I think, for 3 years, 3 back-to-back years. For every year, they I used to like nominate me that you will be participating. Then at last something happened. The capacity was full or something that I was not able to be there. But like that is great. I learned a lot in that period. It is not always that when you participate you learn. It is also that when you prepare for something you learn a lot of things.
Absolutely.
So I got a good company over there. Devansh, Raghav, Ishan, and Amitanshu. These people I met them during the preparation only. So a very nice company and a great experience. Yeah.
Even Amitanshu Bhaiya was here for the podcast. Like, he was sitting at the same place where you are. He was there for the 3rd episode. Yes. He was there
And
for the
this is the
3rd
5th
episode.
one, right?
Yes, this one is the
Cool,
5th.
cool. Amitanshu and I we haven't talked for a while, but yeah, we were good friends in school.
Absolutely. So, Bhaiya.
And also we are born on the same day.
Oh my God.
Mostly that's what I remember.
So that's an overlapping now. Okay. So, Bhaiya, you're mentioning a lot of career options here. I mean, so what are your major dynamics? I mean, what the future Pragyan would show us as an inspirational background or field?
Okay. See, I haven't thought of what the future Pragyan would like. How would he inspire you, or if he would inspire you or not? But as of now, what I would say is what I am doing for my career right now is, see, my placements are approaching, right? So you don't get into such philosophical thoughts when the placements are so close, right? You just get into what has to be studied, what has to be prepared. So I'm into that zone right now. I'm preparing because I have a lot of POR, so that's why I'm also preparing for product management and consulting companies. And along with that, I have been involved with machine learning and artificial intelligence for the past 2 years. So that's also something of my interest. So I'm preparing for that as well. So basically data analysis and data scientist positions. So that's what I'm preparing about right now. I can't tell you the philosophical aspects as of now because I'm not that in that zone. Let me get a job. I'll come back. Then I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Bhaiya, I mean, your journey at Sunbeam, your journey outside, has taught you a lot. I mean, you are an experienced entity and someone who to whom we can look up to as a figure. So, any one message, any one advice that you would like to share to our student audience here today?
Sure, sure. So, like, as something that we already dealt with, I would add something more to it. So, as you said, that there are a lot of career options that are like they hold certain stereotypes, and academics is not everything. Academics is very important, I would say. But other than academics, you need to think about what's your calling, right? Always follow your calling and be consistent. Whatever you do, you can always beat talent with consistency.
Absolutely.
If you are consistent and hardworking, and any other talented person is not very consistent, so your consistency will always beat it. So be consistent, trust in yourself, follow your calling. That's what I would say to the students as of now, and don't take much stress. Things will get sorted out. You don't need to plan something which is going to happen 10 years from now. Think, be in the present, and don't take much stress. That's what I would say. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. So, dear audience, this is the entity to whom we look up to as an alumni, as our super senior, and someone upon whom we can look up to for collaborations like our debating society.
sure.
You must not forget that. I'm
Sure,
extremely
definitely not,
enthusiastic
definitely
now.
not.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to an end of this podcast session. Thank you so much for being with us. And also, before going, like, share, and subscribe the Vox Populi channel, The Voices of the People. I, Govind, the podcast moderator, rests off, signs off for the day. Thank you. Jai Hind.